Hello, this is Dr. Vaibhav Shah, hair transplant surgeon, facial plastic and cosmetic surgeon, Mumbai, India. Well, this video will going to show you how to make any hair transplant surgery the best result oriented one. We'll be dividing the procedure of a hair transplant into three parts. First is removal of a graft from the donor area, second to preserve it, and the third is to implant it. In each of this procedure, if you follow the simple technique, you get the best result, and that is how it is become the most desirable hair transplant surgery. Okay, in harvesting it is like when you take out a graft. Okay, most important, you are using right FUE punches. The length of a punch should be at least 5 millimeters. Okay, and diameter should be 0.75, internal diameter, or 0.9 millimeter. Okay, it is very important. When you have such kind of a punches, you get a good result. At the same time, if you cannot see well, you cannot cut well. Okay, this is something called as a magnifying loop. Okay, this is a magnifying loop. Okay, what I am using is a Carl's, one of the best magnifying loop around the globe. This particular loop helps you to diagnose or to understand the direction of a hair shaft. In the same direction, you're supposed to use this punch. Okay, so the graft becomes separated along with the follicle and one can take it out. So this is how you can improve your harvesting. Also, these are the two different forceps. Using these two forceps, you can take out a graft from the donor area. Once you do this, your procedure of a harvesting is over. The second part is how to preserve it. The best one is you take out some amount of a blood, okay, whom you are doing a hair transplant, of course. Okay, separate the plasma. In that plasma, keep the graft not more than 3 hours. It is very important, whatever you have taken out from the natural environment, you put it back within 3 hours to get the maximum result. If it remains outside the body for a longer duration, it dies off. So the best is platelet rich plasma. The second best is saline, which is the chilled one. Chilled, I would like to say 4 degrees Celsius. Okay, that is the second best technique. So first is harvesting, second is the preservation of a graft, and third, last but not the least, how to implant a graft. Well, to implant a graft, there is a two method. One, by holding it at the follicle end. Second is holding it at the skin end. Undoubtedly, when you hold it at the follicle end, there is always a great possibility you may damage the follicle and you get the hampered result. When you hold it at the skin end and you put it inside, in the recipient area, you get a very good result. So there is nothing like a secret of the best hair transplant surgery. In our clinic, the success ratio is more than 90-95%. The only reason we are so successful in a hair transplant is we stick to our protocol. We always use right punches. We use the Carl's magnifying loop. Okay, we never touch a follicle. We use this forceps. Practically, there is no handling of the follicle. Preferably, we put a graft. Once it is taken out from the scalp, we put it into the platelet rich plasma, that is human own blood. Okay, and we use the piercing and the pasting technique. We do not make the slits all over and holding it at the follicle and press it down. No, we pierce it with the needle and you just put it with the help of a forceps. Practically, you are not touching the follicle. If you follow this step, undoubtedly one get the very good result of a hair transplant surgery. Well, we do understand very well, hair transplant is required in the bald people who do not have a hair. Baldness is not a disease. Not necessarily all men need to go for a hair transplant, but when somebody desire for a good looks or want to upgrade his looks, or you can say when someone feel he is aging, he is looking elder than what his age is, that time we prefer the hair transplant. And we believe it is a matter of a responsibility. Somebody wants to enhance a look, and if they select us, we believe it is a matter of our responsibility. We take all this care to make any hair transplant surgery into the best hair transplant surgery. More information, you can log on to drvaibhavshah.net, which is my website, as well as my blog, vaibhavshahblog.blogspot.com. Okay, many more information available on my website. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you.